The Galaxy S line sets the standard for Android phones throughout the year. Now, the S22 Ultra is no different. And honestly, I was super excited when this device was announced. I'm a Galaxy Note user, and it's everything the Galaxy Note is in all but name, right? So when we look at this device in the year that it's come out, I have to give you my full expression of how I felt from beginning to end, and also what I expect to see coming to the future. So let's start off being the Note user. Super ecstatic. It's got the S Pen. You've also got everything the Note usually has, which is all the best tech that you expect from Samsung. 108 megapixel sensor. You've got a periscopic zoom. You've got that super bright display, 6.8 inches. I mean, everything you want is in this device. But let's start with the S Pen. That's where I was just super happy because I love using the S Pen. I love just taking it out. I love writing with the S Pen. I love the fact that I can put my notes down. And yeah, some people, say you can type, it doesn't matter, but this thing to me was always golden. And I like that the S Pen felt more improved, more polished on the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Now, it's a bit disappointed that I didn't get maybe some extra features in terms of software features with the S Pen, but I also know that it's kind of plateaued a little bit. So hopefully I will see something more, but I was happy. I was just happy it was back. Now, when it comes to the cameras, that's where Samsung said, look, we're making some very big improvements. And I have to say that honestly, from beginning to the year to the end, the cameras on the S22 Ultra really impressed me, even when it faced stiff competition from the likes of the Pixel 7 Pro or the iPhone 14 Pro Max. The Galaxy S22 Ultra cameras did its job. Now, there's some aspects where it didn't perform as well, whether it came to some low light video or maybe even some portrait shots here or there. But when you look at the images and also look at some of the video, this thing did a fantastic job. For me personally, whether I was at events or I'm traveling and recording with this device, it just handled really well. So I was quite impressed with that. And of course, Samsung has a ton of features on their cameras, right? And the one that was surprised they didn't actually do some improvements this year was the single shots, right? Which I like the idea, especially if you're trying to make fun, improve content, especially in the social media age. But I'm sure they'll do something for TikTok creation next year. Now, speaking of that content creation aspect, because that's what I do for a living, and that's what a lot of people do now, that's where I felt, again, a little bit let down. So I like the image quality, I like the video quality. Now, maybe not as great as, say, the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Yes, the iPhone still has the best video on the market. I'm just gonna put it out there. But editing content was always a big thing. I mentioned this with the S21. My buddy Warren Bowman, we talked about it. He's like, nah, I don't think so. I still use the iPhone 14 Pro Max because I have iMovie. It's easy for me to edit that. But luckily this year, CapCut has come up as a software that's on both devices, and I use it on my Galaxy device to do a lot of the editing from the stuff that I capture there. But I want to see something from Samsung natively. We live in a world now where everyone is making content, right? And people are trying to use the best tools they have, especially this in your hands, to actually make some really solid content. Now, when it comes to the design of this device, I really like it. I love the way it looks. I love the feel. For me, it's very comfortable. It's not for everyone size-wise. I do have large hands, so whenever you see a Galaxy device in my hands, it kind of looks small, but it fits for me really, really well. I love that aesthetic. I love the way it functions, and I like the fact that it just has its own feel and a different look to it. Now, for me, this is also a great real estate for gaming. And as you know, that's one of the things I do a lot on the channel. And my gaming video on the S21 Ultra, I did that early in the year. I even compared it with the Exynos version, as well as also the other devices that came out. And looking at it throughout the year, it set a very good benchmark for what I should expect compared to other devices. Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't say it's a mixed bag, but it's more positive than negative when it comes to a lot of performance. Now, this is mostly because it was running the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which in terms of that processor compared to the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 that came out towards the end of the year, the 8 Plus Gen 1 was just the better processor. But that being said, gaming wise, I got some really good performance of the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Genshin Impact was the only one that didn't perform as well, but still did better than the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So go check that video out. You can see how well the Galaxy actually did there. Now, when it comes to temperatures while gaming, well, that's where I was a bit disappointed. Samsung has always had some kind of special cooling on the devices, and something I didn't see as much last year. And the best device in terms of cooling for me last year was the OnePlus 10T. So that says something. Samsung, come on, give me something here. Now, another thing I want to mention that I just didn't like was charging. As long as I've used a Samsung device, especially the Note series, Samsung has always led the pack in charging. And we understand some of the fears from that, especially what happened with the Galaxy Note 7. And yes, this device capped at 45 watts charging. Now, a lot of people will tell you don't get the full 45 watts, and there's so many other manufacturers who are doing 60, 80, 120. I don't need 120, but I need faster than 45 watt charging, especially on the wire charging. Even wireless charging, some people have 65 watts wireless charging. That is something I would love to see on this device that's just not there. And not that I missed it, but I felt like I missed some of it, because that was the spectacle of having a Galaxy S device, the top tier, or Galaxy Note. You got the top of the top of the top, right? In all those aspects. But that being said, though, it's still a solid device. When I look at it from the day-to-day and the fact that I still use it constantly, because it gives me a balanced feature of photos, video, really solid performance on video. When I want a game, I can play the games I want to play very well. And the battery life is pretty solid with 5,000 milliamps. Yeah, it may not charge as fast as I want, but I still love the way it actually performs. Now, when we look to the future and to see what the S23 Ultra will bring to the table, because that's going to happen in a couple of weeks. Here's the things that we're hearing, right? We're hearing that it's going to still have the same similar design and look, which to me is fine. I don't think we have to change it every year, even though maybe some spicing would be nice. So hopefully the colors are actually different and more vibrant. But we're getting a 200 megapixel sensor, supposedly. To me, that's also going to be really impressive, because we're getting two telescopic lenses, one 10 megapixel, another one 10 periscopic zoom. So imagery should be good, but I just want to see improved video, and I hope we have that there with this device. And it looks like we're sticking with the 5,000 milliamp battery, maybe 45 watt charging. Hopefully Samsung improves that, but the S Pen will still be included. And for me, I love that. Now, I think overall, when you look at that movement to the S23, I think a lot of things will be software improvements. And the best benefit is that we're going to be getting the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset, not just on the devices here in North America, but all across the world. So in Europe, in the UK, in Africa, Southeast Asia, wherever you are, you'll be getting that device with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset, which performance-wise, as I've seen with the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, which I have a gaming video on, that is impressive. You should see the performance and Genshin Impact on that. Truly amazing. Go check that video out. Samsung supposedly is getting a variant with a higher clock speed as well. So we should be even getting better performance on this device, and also should be getting better battery management. So I can't wait to see how they take what they've done from the S22 Ultra and improve it to the S23 Ultra to set a new standard and goal altogether. So I'm gonna leave you with this, guys. You're gonna be asking, all right, Thunder E, it's been a year. Do you love this device? The answer is still yes. And it does everything I want it to do, and it's not perfect. And I think people need to understand that that's always the case. But if you're looking to go past what you have in here, I think maybe wait till that S23 to see what the S23 Ultra has to bring to the table. And honestly, this is probably a good time to go ahead and make that reservation, because Samsung has put its reservation out. You can do that with the link down below. Get $50 off, all that fun jazz, so you can pick up your device, which most likely will be better than the S22 Ultra. So those are my thoughts, guys. S22 Ultra, a year and beyond, looking at the S23. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions in comments, leave them down below. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and always enjoy your entertainment.